Story time of how my best friend and maid of honor ended up having an affair with my husband when I was about 6 to 7 months pregnant.
And I'm gonna just keep this all the way a stack. Watch out for those females that hate on you, all because your man is spoiling you. He respects you. He takes good care of you. He's loyal to you.
You don't have to tell your friends everything, especially when it comes to your dating life.
If you are a woman who is well kept by a man, meaning he puts you in a nice car, you don't have to pay rent, things like this, do not say that shit. Keep it to yourself.
Y'all know what y'all gotta be careful of? Y'all gotta be careful about telling other women what y'all man doing for y'all.
Ladies, this is coming from a 51-year-old woman. Advice that my granny told me, right? Never, ever, ever in your life share to your friends what your man does for you.
You got a good man, don't tell your girlfriend.
Why not?
You got a good man, don't tell your girlfriend. You ain't called her yet?
So I can't tell my friends I got a good man.
You know what?
I can't tell them I got a good man, Savannah.
First of all, I'ma say it slow. Get off this phone for a minute.
I need to see you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You got something good. Why would you tell your girlfriend? Mom would say, if you got something good, don't never tell your girlfriend. You ain't called her yet? If you...
Man, let us know what y'all think about this. Leave a comment down below.
I have something to share today. It may help a woman or a girl out there who may be considering getting into a relationship or marriage. Some women are sharing that they have learned it the hard way. Not every detail of a good relationship should be shared with friends, family members, co-workers, or even your social media followers. Now, before we start this, it's not about being secretive. It's not about hiding abuse or hiding problems or cutting yourself from people who care about you. But we are talking about something completely different, protecting the privacy and peace of a healthy relationship. So we are going to watch some clips of some people sharing their experiences. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, share your thoughts in the comments.
Ladies, this is coming from a 51-year-old woman. Advice that my granny told me, right? Never, ever, ever in your life share to your friends what your man does for you. Do not discuss anything in the bedroom. Don't discuss what that man gives you. Okay? I'm telling you. Because a lot of your friends, you don't know, sometimes they are low-key or high-key, like you young folks say, are envious of you. And envious of what you have and what they don't have, right? So you always just be like, he's good to me. You never give no details. Be very vague. You know what I mean? Very vague. And never, ever, ever discuss anything that you and that other person do behind closed doors. Because curiosity makes the cat wet. I'm telling you, keep your private life private with your girlfriends.
Y'all know what y'all gotta be careful of? Y'all gotta be careful about telling other women what y'all man doing for y'all. For real, for real. I had to learn from experience. I had to learn from the hard way. Like, you'll genuinely be, just expressing your blessings and sharing your blessings, telling your friends, like, yeah, my man do this, my man do that. Stop. Stop. Stop right there. Stop right there. Shh, shh, shh. Hush. You know why? Because when that girl start wondering why the fuck she can't have that, you gonna be looking confused, like, damn, why the fuck she? Yeah, bitch, that's because she want what you have. When them girls start asking, oh, what else he did, yeah, they trying to see what the fuck, how they could get in where they fit in. You feel what I'm saying? Like, those be the women that see what your man do for you and they want the same thing. Y'all picking up what I'm throwing down? Y'all really have to be careful of telling women, other women, even shit, family members and all. Like, stop telling people what y'all man or what y'all person do for y'all. People really be fucking jealous, you hear me? Like, they really be jealous. G shit. And then you start wondering why they want your man. They want your man because they see what he do for you. And they want him to do the same thing. and I didn't want to be turned every way but loose too.
Do you know why a lot of women don't talk about how good their husbands are on here? All this shit that you all see and all this content that you all seeing of women is with the ones with bad, raggedy ass husbands. But the ones with good husbands, they keep it quiet. And so you all think good men don't exist and good husbands and good marriages don't exist. But I'm telling you, let me tell you why women don't come on here when they have a good husband. Because a woman knows, as soon as she talk about her husband and how all the things he does for her, all the best ways he treats her, you're all gonna try to find his address. All the women who watching that video are gonna try to find his address. You are gonna try to find where his location is and who he is and where he works, and you are gonna show up there. You are gonna start looking for their content or their page, and you're gonna start going to their content, talking about, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I like the way you are, just so you can experience what that wife is experienced. And that's why these women don't come on here telling you all how good the men are. So you all have in your mind that the men are weak. A matter of fact, you might be surprised that a lot of these women on here might be coming on here talking shit about their husbands because they don't want you all to bother them. So if they tell you all the braggedy shit that they're doing, you all gonna leave him alone. Because one thing about women, like I said yesterday, when a woman approach a man who is taken, it's not because of the man. It's because, especially when he has a fine ass wife and he's doing good for his wife, it's not because of the man. She want what she has. Let me have what she having. That's it.
And I'm gonna just keep this all the way a stack. Watch out for those females that hate on you, all because your man is spoiling you. He respects you. He takes good care of you. He's loyal to you. A lot of bitches hate you for that shit. All them females that you call your best friend, oh, that's my bestie. Yeah, she hates you. And this is the clear sign, you know they hating. They'll say things like, you ain't even all that. How you get him? And next thing you know, she will compete with you. That's why I be telling you females, be very careful when you do these double dates. Believe it or not, a lot of your homegirls, they looking at your man. And then on Valentine's Day, bitches really be hating on you. As soon as you walk into work with some flowers and some chocolate candies and some roses, they look at you up and down like, couldn't be me. And see, that's why you single now, so it can't be you. And I don't care what nobody say. It's a big difference to have best friends that's single, that's not hating on you, than have other best friends that's single and is hating on you. And the ones that's single and is hating on you, you gotta watch out for. Because a lot of bitches will resent you all because your man is taking good care of you. I said what I said. That's facts. Period.
If you are a woman who is well kept by a man, meaning he puts you in a nice car, you don't have to pay rent, things like this, do not say that shit. Keep it to yourself. Don't talk about it. I don't know if this is as true in like online spaces, because I think at least here on this app, people are generally pretty supportive. It's a nice sense of community on TT, but your friends, even your family, them bees the ones. Them's bees the ones. I have noticed, and it was subtle, but I have noticed over time that when I mention or talk about the way that my man takes care of me and his priorities, people start acting funny. And it's not, me and my man have had our fair share of struggles. It has not been the easiest. You know, I think that we both learned how to be healthy with each other in relationship. And that hasn't been an easy road, but he has always made sure, at the very least, that when I was in my little car, my little Honda, I think it's like 2008, I was driving his car, which was a brand new Mercedes, red leather interior, okay? Low profile tires and like, please, it was a super nice car. And then when I said, I want a blacked out Tesla, that is my dream car, a murdered out Model Y. That's what I got. And that's what I drive now. I have never paid rent. I have contributed to utilities, but I have never once paid rent to this man. Anytime I have mentioned that, I notice in one way, or like, I haven't mentioned it directly is the thing, but like when people pick up on, and if questions are asked, like the way this man keeps.
You don't have to tell your friends everything, especially when it comes to your dating life. It's actually in your best interest not to tell your friends and family about your dating life. It took me many, many years to learn this, and that's why I'm sharing. My husband is the first man that I dated that I did not tell anybody about him. Now, because we met online, I did share with one of my friends that I was doing online dating, but I did not go into details. I only shared with her because I share my location with her, and in the event I go on a date, something happens, I just wanted someone to know where I was at and what I was doing, yada, yada, yada. So it was a safety thing. But in terms of details of the relationship, about him, what was going on, I didn't tell anybody because I didn't want anybody's opinion, one. Two, I also didn't want people to sway my opinion or like sway my decision on certain things. I wanted to make my own decision. And if the bottom fell out, it fell out. At least it was on me, and it wasn't because I was listening to someone else. Prior to meeting my husband, every guy that I would date or talk to, I would tell my friends, and, you know, they would share their opinions, and I'd be like, yeah, I should do that. I shouldn't do this. You know, like, it was that thing. And it was like, I would always afterwards feel like, beat myself up like, dang, I shouldn't have told anybody. And I also feel like it kind of jinxed it, even though I really don't believe in jinx because, you know, baby, I'm blood brought, so I don't believe in that. But I kind of felt like it's kind of weird. It seems like when I tell people, that's when it really doesn't work out. But yeah, you don't have to tell your friends. You don't owe your friends anything. They're your friends. That doesn't mean just because you're keeping your dating life something that is personal to you, private, that doesn't mean that you're a bad friend, or that doesn't mean that you're being shady or anything like that. It is in your best interest to not share so that you can kind of see where it goes and you can make your own decisions. Also, I would find that my married friends that, you know, really desired marriage for me, because I desired marriage for myself, any guy that I would tell them about, they would get so excited, and then they would just go on down the road. And then sometimes I think that when you tell people stuff and they want something for you, you begin to fantasize. It becomes like a fantasy, and you start even talking with them, building dreams and houses and all these things about a person that you barely know. So then you ultimately start liking the fantasy, thinking that you like that person. And it just kind of puts you in an interesting spot, because then you're doing everything you can subconsciously to make the relationship work out, because now you've dreamed and had all these fantasies and talk with your homegirls about it. Like, I didn't want to put more into anything that didn't need to be there, if that makes sense. So when it came to my husband, I held my tongue. I just waited. I waited until we actually got into a relationship, like he became my boyfriend, that I started to kind of share, but I still didn't widely share. When I actually announced our engagement on my social media, even family members, people were like, I didn't even know you were dating somebody. When did you start dating somebody? Like, how are you engaged? Like, a lot of people were confused because I didn't really post it. I didn't really share it. And granted, we got engaged pretty quickly, but I think that's part of the reason why too. I just think that it was because I didn't have a lot of people in my head. So I was able to move the way that I wanted to move, and allowing anybody to pressure me to put more into it that wasn't there. I was just going with the flow. So here's your sign. Here's your encouragement, and here's your inspiration to not share everything with your friends, and especially your dating life. If you're dating for marriage, keep it quiet until you know. Bye.
Story time of how my best friend and maid of honor ended up having an affair with my husband when I was about 6 to 7 months pregnant. So, to start off with, my best friend and I met in high school, and we were very close. We were very close friends. I never would have anticipated that she would do something like this to me. In fact, by the time that I was 6 to 7 months pregnant with our third child, she also knew that he was being abusive towards me. She had heard about some incidents. She had told me, you need to start thinking on a plan to escape. And I was acknowledging that. And she was just really the person I would go to with all of my troubles. And so she knew what was going on in our house. And instead, when I'm 6 to 7 months pregnant, I realized that my husband's on his phone a lot. And my husband wasn't the type of person to be on his phone all the time. And anytime that I came near him and he was on his phone, he'd turn his phone away or he'd turn it off real quick. And so one night in my pregnancy-induced anxiety, he falls asleep and his phone is on the charger next to him. I go over and I take the phone off the charger and I take it back to my side of the bed. And that is when I open up his phone and his Snapchat is still open. And in his Snapchat, he has saved weeks and weeks of conversation between him and my best friend. The conversations were very explicit. There were a lot of photos, a lot of videos. And at one point, he even tells her how absolutely disgusting I am in this pregnancy, how he doesn't want to sleep with me, how he has no attraction towards me because I've gained so much weight. Because again, I am pregnant with our third child, and not only that, but I had gotten pregnant 6 months after having twins. It was not a pregnancy that I should have even had. And it was very unplanned. I was going through a lot of physical issues, a lot of mental issues. I had postpartum depression that I was battling. And now here I am pregnant and I'm having an even harder time because I have 6-month-old twins, 6-month-old delayed twins that are not crawling yet or doing anything like that. We have multiple therapy appointments. So I'm having a really hard time. And she was aware of this. But in the messages, she does not once defend me. She's just agreeing with him that I'm disgusting, agreeing that, you know, he just needs to move on. He needs a better wife. He needs a better person in his life. And it was devastating. It was really one of the more traumatic experiences during that time because I could take rejection from him. At this point in time, I already knew that he wasn't a great person and I could take his rejection. But knowing that my best friend agreed with him lowered my self-esteem so massively that even when I confronted him about it, I confronted him from a point of view believing that I was so unworthy of love because not only did he not love me, but she didn't love me. So who on earth was going to love me? Clearly the problem lay in myself. And when I confronted her, because I confronted her before him actually, she immediately launched into how she has a problem with alcohol, how this is just alcoholism, how she didn't mean any of it, and that I just really need to let this go because this wasn't her fault. It was just an addiction she was struggling through, and that my husband had been there for her and it had just gone a little too far. Let me be clear, my friend had never had a problem with alcohol and she was not an alcoholic. She was just looking for a way to pin this on anything other than herself. And I kind of let her know that and she switched her tune real quick and she just said, fine, don't talk to me. And that was the end of it. It was so easy for her to throw away our friendship that it's something that I don't know if I ever really got over because all I can think about sometimes is, am I a good enough friend? Because I can't fathom how I can't fathom doing that to another person, let alone another woman. And so I don't know how she justified it. And to this day, it really bothers me. And to be honest, the betrayal from her hurt more than the betrayal from my husband. My husband, it was expected. From her, it was just, it added a completely different layer to it. And it is just, it's so hard to get through a best friend betrayal. Like, I can't even fathom someone doing that to someone else.
Sometimes we learn from mistakes. Sometimes we realize things when it is already too late. Some people do not have parents who gave them advice. Sometimes some people are not even trained on how to handle relationships, on how to date. Some people's relationships ended just because of family members, friends, co-workers, or even social media, especially the good things. Some people do not want to see others happy. Some friends do not want to see their friends happy just because maybe for them they are miserable, maybe because for them they are not getting good partners. Some family members are jealous of others. You can have some sisters who may be jealous of you, even your own mother, even your cousins, your aunties. So there are some things that when you share with, say, a sister or even a mother or even a friend, thinking that they will be happy for you just because you two are happy, they will find it a problem. Some who may have been even genuine friends, they may begin developing bad feelings about the whole thing. Some of them will begin working on you behind your back. They may begin telling your partner or your husband negative things about you just to destroy your marriage or your relationship. Some may even work on you spiritually, and then your relationship or your marriage ends. We have seen some friends going through this, some family members going through this. Some mothers have their favorite children or their favorite daughters. If you took home a good man and introduced him, say he's good, he is rich, he treats you well, and they see it, some mothers may wish that this man married this daughter of mine and not that one. That's when you find some mothers sending your young sister to come and seduce your husband or your boyfriend. Some things need to be kept to yourself. Don't overshare, especially the positive things, if you know that you don't trust some people. That's why these days some people on social media, they only post the bad things. They post things that show that they are miserable in their relationships just to make people happy while defending or protecting their own relationships. So keep some things to yourself, especially the good ones. People are jealous, just like those creators have also shared. And then also, of course, the devil doesn't want to see happy people. He will always use some people to destroy your relationship. Then also, constant sharing can invite unwanted opinions into your relationship. Once people know intimate details about how your partner treats you, they may feel entitled to comment on your relationship decisions. A healthy relationship often grows best when certain moments remain private between the couple. Protecting your relationship's privacy can help strengthen the trust between you. When both partners know that their personal moments are private and not constantly discussed with outsiders, they may feel more secure and valued. There are men who really don't want their private lives to be shared out there. So when you as a woman begins sharing, like you don't have anything that you keep to yourself, you expose everything about your relationship, it may bring trust issues. And that's when you see him beginning to keep certain things to himself, doing things by himself quietly without sharing or even consulting you. However, this does not mean that women should not talk about their partners where they are seeking advice during serious situations or sharing happiness with trusted loved ones. The key here is balance. Not every blessing needs an audience. Anyway, what do you think? If you have any experience that wasn't good because of oversharing or because of trusting people outside your relationship, you can share down in the comments. And any thoughts about this particular topic. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe if you're new here, and let's catch up in the next one.